कृष्णा हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्णा हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्णा हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा. So we are starting 7.3 today Srimad Bhagavatam. Let's begin with the prayers. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. नारायणं नमस्कृत्यां नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयम् उदीरयेत्. नष्टप्रायेषु भद्रेषु नित्यं भागवतसेवया भगवती उत्तमश्लोके भक्तिर्भवति नैष्ठिकी. कृष्णाय वासुदेवाय देवकीनन्दनाय च नन्दगोपकुमाराय गोविन्दाय नमो नमः. ॐ ज्ञानतिमिरन्दस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः. नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्तस्वामिनिति नामिने. नमस्ते सारस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेषशून्यवादी पाश्चात्यदेशतारिणे. जय श्रीकृष्णचैतन्य प्रभुनित्यानन्द श्री अद्वैतगदाधार श्रीवासादिगौरभक्तवृन्द. हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे. मुखं करोति वाचालं भङ्गुं लङ्घयति गिरिं यत्कृपातमहं वन्दे श्रीगुरुं दीनतारिणं परमानन्दमाधवं श्रीकृष्णचैतन्यमीश्वरं. हरि ओं तत्सत्. गुरवे गौरचन्द्राय राधिकायै तरालये कृष्णाय कृष्णभक्ताय तद्भक्ताय नमो नमः. आराध्य भगवान् व्रजेशतनयस्तद्धाम वृन्दावनं रम्या काचिदुपासना व्रजवधू वर्गेण वा कल्पिता. श्रीमद्भागवतं पुराणममलं प्रेम पुमर्तो महान् श्रीचैतन्यमहाप्रभोर्मतमिदं तत्र धरणापर. Hare Krishna. So we are continuing from Srimad Bhagavatam study as part of our study for Bhakti Vedanta. We are doing 7.3 today. This chapter is entitled Hiranyakashipu's plan to become immortal. Text number 1. Shri Narada Uvacha Hiranyakashipu Rajan Ajeyam Ajaramaram Atmanam Apraditwandvam Ekarajam Vyaditsata. Translation. Narada Muni said to Maharaja Yudhishthira, the demonic king Hiranyakashipu wanted to be unconquerable and free from old age and dwindling of the body. He wanted to gain all the yogic perfections like Anima and Lagima, to be deathless and to be the only king of the entire universe, including Brahmaloka. Purport by Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Such are the goals of the austerities performed by the demons. Hiranyakashipu wanted to get a benediction from Lord Brahma that he would be able to conquer Brahma's abode. Similarly, another demon received a benediction from Lord Shiva that if he if he placed his hand on anybody, that person should die, and he wanted to place his hand on Lord Shiva himself. Thus, self-interested persons, Prabhupada says, by demonic austerity want to kill even their benedictors, whereas a Vaishnava wants to remain an ever-existing servant of the Lord and never want to occupy the position of the Lord. Through Sayujya Mukti, which is generally demanded by Asuras, one merges into the existence of the Lord. But although one sometimes thus achieves the goal of the theory of monism, one falls down again to struggle in the material existence. Sate pamandara dronyam tapah paramadharunam urdva bahur namo drishti padangushtashritavanihi. Translation. In the valley of Mandara hill, Hiranyakashipu began performing his austerities by standing with his toes on the ground, keeping his arms upward and looking towards the sky. This position was extremely difficult, but he accepted it as a means to attain perfection. Jatadiditi bhireje samvartarka ivam shubhi tasmim stapastapakya tapyamane deva stananini bejire. From the hair on Hiranyakashipu's head there emanated an effulgent light, as brilliant, tolerable as the rays of the sun at the time of dissolution. Such was the power of his austerity. Tasya murdhna samudbhuta sadhumognistapomayah tiryag urdvam adolokan pratapat vishvagiritah. Because of Hiranyakashipu's severe austerities, fire came from his head, and this fire and its smoke spread throughout the sky. So the power of his austerity is described in these verses. Chukshuburnadi udanmantaha sadvi padrischala buhu Nipetu sagrahastara jajuluscha disho disha. Because the power of the severe austerities, all the rivers and oceans were agitated. The surface of the globe with its mountains and islands began trembling, and the stars and the planets fell. All directions were ablaze. तेन त्यक्त्वा ब्रह्मलोकं ययुसुराः दात्रे विज्ञापयामासो देवदेव जगत्पते दैत्येन्द्र तपसा तप्ता दिवि स्थातुं न शक्नुमः. Scorched and extremely disturbed because of Hiranyakashipu's severe penances, all the demigods left the planets where they reside, went to the planet of Lord Brahma, where they informed the creator of the fire emanating due to Hiranyakashipu's severe austerities. Tasya chopashamam bhuman Vaidehi yadi manyase lokanayavan angshanti baliharaastava bibuhu. O great person, chief of the universe, if you think it proper, kindly stop these disturbances meant to destroy everything before all your obedient subjects are annihilated. Tasyayam kila sankalpas charatoduscharam tapah Shruyatam kimna vidita stavatapi niveditam. Hiranyakashipu has undertaken a most severe type of austerity. Kindly listen as we submit what are his intentions in doing so, the such austerity. Chishtva characharam idam tapo yoga samadhina adyashti sarvadishnebhya parameshti nijasanam tadaham vardamanena tapo yoga samadhina kalatmanuscha nityatvad shadha yishetatmanah. The Supreme Person within this universe, Lord Brahma, has gotten his exalted post by dint of severe austerities, mystic power and trance. Consequently, after creating the universe, he has become the most worshipable demigod within it. Since I am eternal and time is eternal, I shall endeavor for such austerity, mystic power and trance for many, many births. I shall occupy the same post occupied by Brahma. Hiranyakashipu's determination was to occupy the post of Brahma, but it was impossible because Brahma has a long duration of life. Sahasra Yuga Paryantam Aharyat Brahmano Vidu. 1000 yugas equal 1 day of Brahma. Nonetheless, his decision was that since the Atma and time are both eternal, if he could occupy that post in one lifetime, he would continue to execute austerities life, so that sometime he would be able to do so. That means occupy the post of Brahmaji. Text number 11. So here Prabhupada is talking about what is the intention of the asuras who worship the various devatas. The intention of the asuras as they worship the various demigods like Shiva and Brahma, their intention is to overpower Brahma and Shiva themselves, right? The Prabhupada gives the example of one of the demons who wanted to place his hand on Lord Shiva himself, right? And just try to kill the person who gave him the benediction itself, right? So such is the nature of the demons, and that is why Lord Vishnu actually incarnates to kill these demons, but at the same time protecting the benedictions of all the devatas. So in this way, Brahma and Shiva, whatever promises they give, Lord Vishnu comes. When he came as Narsinghadev, he fulfilled all the conditions that were given by Brahmaji to Hiranyakashipu. But in this way, he came and killed Hiranyakashipu. Text number 11. Anyatedam vidasyeham yayata purvamojasa Kimanye kala nirdutai kalpante vaishnavadibihi. By dint of severe austerities, I shall reverse the results of pious and impious activities. I shall overturn all the established practices within this world. Even Dhruvaloka will be vanished at the end of the millennium. Therefore, what is the use of it? I shall prefer to remain in the position of Brahma. Hiranyakashipu's demonic determination was explained to Lord Brahma by the demigods, who informed him that Hiranyakashipu wanted to overturn all the established principles. After executing severe austerities, people within this material world is promoted to the heavenly planets. But Hiranyakashipu wanted them to be unhappy, suffering because of diplomatic feelings of the demigods, even in the heavenly planets. He wanted those who were harassed by him in this world by material transactions to be unhappy for the same reason, even in the heavenly planets. Indeed, he wanted to introduce such harassment everywhere. Such is the nature of the demons. They want everyone to suffer. So this is the Prabhupada says these are the symptoms of asuric determination. Iti shushrama nirbandam tapa paramamastitaha viditsvanantaram yuktam swayam tribhuvaneshwaraha. O Lord, we've heard from reliable sources that in order to obtain your post, Hiranyakashipu is now engaged in severe austerity. You are the master of the three worlds. Please, without delay, take whatever steps you deem appropriate. In the material world, a servant is provided for by the master, but is always planning how to capture the master's post. There have been instances of this in the history, especially in India during the Muhammadan rule. Many servants by plans and devices took over the posts of their masters. It is learned from Chaitanya literature that one big zamindar, Subudhi Rai, kept a Muhammadan as a boy as a servant. Of course, he treated the boy as his own child, and sometimes the boy would steal something. The master would chastise him by striking him with a cane. There was a mark on the boy's back from this chastisement. Later, after that boy had by crooked means become Hussain Shah, Nawab of Bengal, one day his wife saw the mark on his back and inquired about it. Nawab replied that in his childhood he had been a servant of Subudhi Rai, but punished him because of some mischievous activities. Upon hearing this, Nawab's wife immediately became agitated and requested her husband to kill Subudhi Rai. Nawab Hussain Shah, of course, was very grateful to Subudhi Rai and then refused to kill him. But when his wife requested him to turn Subudhi Rai into a Mohammedan, the Nawab agreed. Taking some water from his water pot, he sprinkled it upon Subudhi Rai, declared that Subudhi Rai had now become a Mohammedan. The point is that this Nawab had been an ordinary menial servant of Subudhi Rai, but was somehow or the other able to occupy the supreme post of Nawab of Bengal. This is the material world. Everyone is trying to become master through various devices, although everyone is servant of his sense. Following system, a living entity, although servant of his senses, tries to become Pate Bhavaya Shreyase Bhutyai Kshema Vijayaya Cha. O Lord Brahma, your position within this universe is certainly most auspicious, especially the Brahmanas. Brahminical culture and protection of cows can be increasingly glorified, and thus all kinds of material opulences and good fortune will automatically increase. But unfortunately, if Hiranyakashipu occupies your seat, everything will be lost. In this verse, the words Dvigavam Mestyam indicate the exalted position of the Brahmanas, the Brahminical culture, and the cows. In Vedic culture, the welfare of the cows and the welfare of the Brahmanas are essential. Without a proper arrangement for Brahminical culture and protection of cows, all the affairs of administration will go to hell. Being afraid of Hiranyakashipu occupying the position of Brahma, all the demigods were extremely disturbed. Hiranyakashipu was a very well-known demon. The demigods knew that if demons occupied the supreme post, then Brahminical culture and protection of cows would all come to end. Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, Bhoktaram Yajnatapasam Sarvalokam Maheshwaram Suradam Sarvabhutanam Nyatwamam Shanti Mrichati. The Lord therefore knows particularly well how to develop the material condition of the living entities within this material world. Tene Brahma Hridaya Adi Kavaye Muyanti Yat Suraya. The principal creator of each Brahmanda is Lord Brahma. He imparts Vedic knowledge to his disciples and sons, and he himself received the Vedic knowledge from Lord Vishnu. In the beginning of creation, Lord Brahma was attracted by two demons, Madhu and Kaitaba. But Krishna saved him. Therefore, Krishna is addressed as Madhu Kaitaba Hantra. Hiranyakashipu was trying to replace Brahma. The material world is so situated, even the position of Brahma is sometimes in danger. That is the dangerous condition of this material world. The word Bhutyai means for increasing opulence. The word Shreyase refers to ultimately returning home, back to Godhead. In spiritual advancement, one's material position improves at the same time that the path of liberation becomes clear and one becomes free from bondage. Yadyad vibhuti mat sattvam Srimad urjitam evava tattam evava gachatvam mamatejo amsha sambhavam. If a devotee advances in spiritual consciousness and thus becomes materially opulent also, his position is a special gift from the Lord. Such opulence is never to be considered material. Therefore, where there is no protection of Brahminical culture and cows, which are the prerequisites for all kinds of good fortune, there cannot be any opulence. This age is very dangerous because society is being managed by demons and rakshasas. Iti vikyapito devair bhagavan atmabhurnrapa parito bhrigu dakshadyair yayo daityeshwarashramam. O king, being thus informed by the demigods, the most powerful Lord Brahma, accompanied by Bhrigu, Daksha and other sages, immediately started for the place where Hiranyakashipu was performing his austerities. Lord Brahma was waiting for the austerities performed by Hiranyakashipu to mature, so that he could go there and offer benedictions. Now, taking the opportunity by all the demigods, Brahma went there to award the benediction he desired. Na dadrisha pratyachannam valmika dhrana kichakai pipilika bir achirinam medastvan mam shashonitam tapantam tapasa lokan yada brabhitam ravim vilaksha vismita praha hasamstam hamsavahana. Lord Brahma was carried away a swan airplane. At first could not see where Hiranyakashipu was, because his body was covered by an ant hill and by grass and bamboo sticks. Because of his too much austerities, ants had devoured his skin. And Brahma and the demigods spotted him. He resembled a cloud-covered sun. heating all the world by his austerity. And struck by wonder looking at him, Brahma began to smell and addressed him as follows. The living entity can live merely by his own power, without the help of skin, marrow, bone, blood, and so on. Because it is said, Asango hi asham ayam purushaha. The living entity has nothing to do with the material covering. Hiranyakashipu performed a great tapasya for long years. Because of that, his body has been almost been consumed by earthworms, and even Brahma was first unable to see him. Later, Brahma could ascertain where Hiranyakashipu was. Now, he himself was struck with wonder at Hiranyakashipu's extraordinary power to execute tapasya. So, very good. But the objective of performing the tapasya is where there is a problem. Hiranyakashipu performed this austerity for long time. He is known as Daitya or Rakshasa. Right? Even saintly persons could not perform such kind of austerity, which was performed by Hiranyakashipu. His son Prahlad was only 5 years old. And what could Prahlad do? Yet simply by performing little devotional service, according to the instructions of Narada Muni, Prahlad became so dear to the Lord came to save him from Hiranyakashipu. Whereas Hiranyakashipu, in spite of all of the austerities, was killed. So what is important? Consciousness is most important. Bhakti is therefore Sarva Upadi Vinir Muktam, indicating that the devotee is freed from all material designations, and Anya Vilashita Shunyam is situated in the transcendental platform, free from all material desires. Text number 17. Shri Brahmo Vacha Uttishto. No, so Brahma has now reached where Hiranyakashipu is performing austerities, and is talking to Hiranyakashipu. Uttishto Tishta Badram Te Tapasiddho Shikashapa Varadoham Anuprapto Vriyatam Ipshito Varaha. Lord Brahma said, O son of Kashyapa Muni, please get up. All good fortune unto you. What is the benediction that you desire? I will give you. Srila Madhvacharya quotes from Skanda Puran. Hiranyakashipu, having become a devotee of Brahma, is known as Hiranyagarbha, and having undergone a severe austerity to please him, is also known as Hiranyaka. Rakshasas and demons worship various demigods, such as Brahma and Shiva, just to get the post of these demigods. Adrakasham aham etam te hritsaram mad adbhutam. Damsha Bhakshita Dehasya Prana hi asti so shirate. I've been very much astonished to see your endurance, how your body has been bitten by worms and ants, and yet you are continuing your austerity. Certainly this is wonderful. It appears the soul can exist even through the bones, as shown with the personal example of Hiranyakashipu. When great yogis are in samadhi, their bone marrow, skin, etc. have all been eaten. Only the bones remain, yet they exist in a transcendental position. In this way they remain alive for many years. Naitat purvarshayas chakrur na karishyanti chapare nirambur dharayet pranan kovai divya samashatam. Even saintly persons like Bhrigu, born previously, could not perform such severe austerities. What Hiranyakashipu was able to perform. Even if a yogi does not drink a drop of water, he can live for many years, even though his outer body may be eaten by ants and moths. Vyavasayena tenena dushkarena manasvinam taponishtena bhavata jito hamditi nandana. My dear son of Diti, with your great determination and austerity, you have done what was impossible even for great saintly persons, and thus I have certainly been conquered by you. So this is what Brahmaji is telling Hiranyakashipu, that he has been conquered by the wonderful austerities of Hiranyakashipu. Tatastha ashisha sarva dadami asurapungava martasya tehi amartasya darshanam na phalam mama. O best of the asuras, for this reason, I am now prepared to give you all benedictions according to your desire. I belong to the celestial world of the demigods who do not die like human beings. Therefore, although you are subject to death, your audience with me will not go in vain. So, although Hiranyakashipu wanted immortality, Brahma is also saying that he himself cannot give him immortality, because he himself is mortal, right? So he cannot give him protection from death, but he can give anything else. Shri Narada Vacha iti yuktva bhavo devo bhakti sitangitam piplakaihi kamandalo jale nokshad divye namogaradasa. Narada Muni continued, after speaking these words to Hiranyakashipu, Lord Brahma, the original living being, was extremely powerful, sprinkled transcendental, infallible spiritual water upon the body, and then this sprinkling of that water actually enlivened his body. Lord Brahma is empowered. This is the meaning of the word Amoda Radasa. He desired to restore Hiranyakashipu's body. So he is poor, so he just sprinkled transcendental water from his water pot. Immediately did so. Satat Kichaka Valmikat Saha Ojo Balanvitaha Sarvavayava Sampanno Vajra Samhanano Yuva Uttita Stapta Hemabo Vibhava Surivaidasaha. As soon as he was sprinkled with the water from Brahma's pot, Hiranyakashipu arose with the full body with limbs and body representing molten gold. As a young man, he was revitalized. Prabhupada says. Text 24. Sa nirikshambare devam hansavaham upastitam nanama shirasa bhumo taddarshana mahotsavah. So Brahma was present on sitting on his swan airplane. And Hiranyakashipu became extremely pleased. He fell down at the feet of Lord Brahma and he started expressing his desires. Then Prabhupada mentions the verse how if you worship the demigods, we'll go to the planets of the demigods. But however, Yanti Mam Yajinopimam, right? But he says that one who worships the Supreme Lord will directly go to the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Lord Krishna. Therefore, Krishna says, I am the enjoyer of all sacrifices because I am the Supreme Master. However, less intelligent person worship the demigods for temporary benefit, right? Yajantihi avidhi purvakam. So Krishna says this kind of worship by the asuras to the demigods is avidhi purvakam. That means it's not prescribed. But what is prescribed? Whether one has a lot of desires or no desires, one should worship the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Akama sarva kamo va moksha kamo dharadi tivrena bhakti yogena yajeta purusham param. So in this way, since Vishnu is the Supreme, by worshipping Vishnu, one can fulfill all one's desires. One need not worship any demigod. Uttaya pranjali prava iksha manodrisha vibhum harshashrupala kodbedho gira gadgadaya granat. Then getting up from the ground and seeing Lord Brahma before him, Hiranyakashipu began trembling and he prayed in a humble mood to satisfy Lord Brahma. Shri Hiranyakashipu ruvacha kalpante kala shristena yo andena tamasavritam abhidyana jagadandam swanjoti swarochisha atmana trivrita chetam srijati avadilumpati rajasatvatamo dhamne paraya mahate namaha. Let me offer respectful obeisance to the Supreme Lord within this universe, right? Actually, Brahma is a secondary creator, but Hiranyakashipu is actually praising Brahma as he in charge of the Rajoguna, the creation of this material world. And Prabhupada explains in the purport here how Brahma is a secondary creator. Janmadi yasya yataha janmadi yasya yato anyat itaras charteshva bhignya swarat. That Krishna is a supreme independent person. He is the creator, maintainer, annihilator. However, Brahma has been given this opportunity by Lord Vishnu to do secondary creation, right? Visarga. That's what is performance of Brahma. But Hiranyakashipu thinks that Brahma is only the Supreme Lord and he'll be able to give him everything. And Prabhupada explains the meaning of Trigunan Vrunoti. But Brahma takes advantage of the three modes of material nature. Prakriti material nature is described here as Trivrita, the source of the three material modes. So Madhvacharya comments in this section that Trivrita means Prakritya. This Lord Krishna is the original creator and Lord Brahma is the original engineer. He is also called a sub-creator, secondary creator. Namadhyaya bijaya jnana vijnana murtaye pranendriya mano buddhi vikare bhaktimiyushe. Often obeisance to the original personality within this universe, Brahma, who is cognizant, who can apply his mind and realize intelligence in creating this cosmic manifestation. And Brahmaji actually is a secondary creator or the engineer of this universe. And he receives this knowledge from Lord Krishna only. Tene Brahma Hridaya Adi Kaviye. So, he receives this intelligence to even create this material world from Lord Vishnu after he performs tapasya for millions of years. Krishna once to teach a lesson to Brahmaji, right? Once Brahmaji was called to Lord Krishna's abode. At that time, Krishna also called other Brahmas. So when Brahmaji arrived, just because Brahma was a little puffed up, Lord Krishna asked this Brahma, sent his messenger to ask this Brahma, which Brahma are you? Right? And then when Brahma is finally called, he realizes that there are so many Brahmas. He is only having 4 heads. There are other Brahmas with so many heads, millions of heads also. And then such in this Brahma, actually the earthly Brahma, the Brahma of this earthly universe understood that his position is very insignificant in presence of Lord Krishna. Tvamishishe jagatastatushascha pranena mukyena pati prajanam chittasya chittermana indriyanam patir mahan bhuta gunashayeshaha. Oh, your Lordship, being the origin of the Lord, life in material world, is the master and controller of all the living entities, both moving and stationary. You are the great controller of all the material qualities and the desires, and you are the controller of all the desires. Right? It is mentioned here that Brahma was instructed by Supreme Lord Krishna, and Brahma is the maintainer of Brahma is maintained by even Lord Vishnu. Nityo nityana chetanas chetananam eko bhunam yo vidadati kaman. So Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, Mata paratram na anyat kinchit asti Dhananjaya. Nobody is equal to me or superior to me. Brahma is a representative of Krishna, and therefore all the qualities and activities of Krishna are also present in Brahmaji. Tvam saptadantun vidanoshi tanva traya chaturhotra kavidyaya cha त्वमेक आत्मात्मवतामनाधीर अनंतपार कविरंतरात्मा. My dear Lord, by your form as the Vedas personified and through knowledge relating the activities of all the yajnik brahmanas, you spread the Vedic ritualistic ceremonies with the 7 kinds of sacrifices headed by Agnishtoma. So Prabhupada mentions in the purport how these sacrifices, mata, smritir, jnanam, apohanam cha, is performed only because the Lord gives the memory, intelligence and forgetfulness. Because the Lord is situated in everyone's heart. Sarvasya chaham hridhi sanni vishto. Right? And these Vedic ritualistic ceremonies are performed by a priest known as Ritvik. And they are mentioned as Hota, Advaryu, Brahma and Udgata. Tvameva kalo nimisho jananam ayur ravadi avaya vyakshinoshi. Kutastha atma parameshti aho mahams tvam jiva lokasya jiva atma. O my Lord, your Lordship is eternally awake, seeing everything that happens. So in this way, Hiranyakashipu is glorifying Brahmaji as the supreme cause of all causes. And Prabhupada mentions in the purport, the word Kutastha is very important. Although the Supreme Personality of Godhead is situated everywhere, he is a central unchanging point. Ishvara Sarva Bhutanam Hrideshe Arjuna Tishtati. He is situated in everyone's heart. He is also quoting Brahma Samhita, Advaitam Achyutam Anadim Anantarupam. The Lord is situated as the one who is unchanging, Advaita. He is all pervading, situated in eternal time. He is Antaryami. He is situated everywhere. Achintya Abhed Bheda Tattva means to understand the Lord is simultaneously one and different. The Lord is equal to us in quality, whereas the Lord is infinite, whereas we are infinitesimal in quality. Tvatta param na param api anejat echaccha kinchet gatikirtam asti vidyat kalaste tanavascha sarva hiranya garbosi brihat tripishta. There is nothing separate from you, whether it is be low, better or lower, stationary or moving. This is derived from Vedic scriptures like the Upanishads, the sublimes of the original knowledge from your external body. You are Hiranya Garbha, the reservoir of the universe, but nonetheless being situated as the supreme controller, you are transcendental to the material world, which consists of the 3 modes of material nature. Param means supreme cause, aparam means the effect. The supreme cause, the supreme Lord, and the effect is the material nature. The living entity is both moving and non-moving and controlled by the Vedic instruction. स्थूलमिदं शरीरं येनेन्द्रिय प्राणमनोगुणं स्वं भूंक्षे स्थितो धामनि पारमेष्ट्ये अव्यक्त आत्मा पुरुषा पुराणः. O my Lord, being changelessly situated in your abode, to expand your universal form, the cosmic manifestation, you are Brahman, you are the super soul, the supreme personality of Godhead. So Prabhupada explains in the purport, Vadanti tattva vidastatvam yajnanam advayam Prameti Paramatmiti Bhagavaniti Shabdyate, which is 3 levels of realization of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Lord Krishna. The ultimate realization being Bhagavan, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Ananta Vyakta Rupena Yenedam Akilam Tatam Chit Achit Shakti Yuktaya Tasmai Bhagavate Namaha. Let me offer a respectful obeisance unto the Supreme Personality of Godhead, whose unlimited, unmanifested form has expanded the cosmic manifestation, the form of the totality of the universe. He possesses external and internal energies and the mixed energy called the marginal potency, which consists of all the living entities. Parasha Shaktir Vividaiva Shruyate. The Lord has unlimited potencies, which are summarized as 3, namely Antaranga Shakti, Bahiranga Shakti and Tatastha Shakti. The Supreme Lord is above the marginal energy and is engaged in spiritual pastimes, and the material energy is only an external manifestation of his pastimes. Yadi dasyasi abhimatan varan me varadottama bhutebhyastvat vishristebhyo mrityur mabhun mama prabhu. O my Lord, best of the givers of benediction, if you will kindly grant me the benediction I desire, please let me not meet death from any of the living entities created by you. So Prabhupada explains here that Brahmaji himself was created from the navel of Garbhodakshaya Vishnu, and he also did not know why he was being created, and he only heard the word tapa tapa tapa, right? And by the instructions of Lord Vishnu, Brahmaji engaged in tapasya, and he knew the purpose of his attendance. That is for secondary creation. So Lord Vishnu was Brahmaji's father also. Aham bija pradaha pita. नांतर बहिर्दिवानक्तम अन्यस्मादपि चायुधैः न भूमौ नाम्बरे मृत्युर्न नरैर्न मृगैरपि Grant me that I will not die within any residence, outside any residence, not during the daytime, nor at night. Grant that my death not be brought to being by any weapon, nor by any human being or by animal. So Hiranyakashipu was very much afraid of death. Yeah, because he thought that Vishnu may become an animal, because Vishnu appeared as a boar and killed Hiranyaksha. So he said, I should not be killed by an animal, I should not be killed with the Sudarshan Chakra, I should not be killed by any weapon, I should not be killed in the daytime, afternoon time, evening time. Right? He knew that Brahma cannot kill him. Brahma will not kill him also. That's why he's giving the benediction. So he prayed for all these benedictions so that Vishnu cannot assume any role. That he used his best of the intelligence to ensure that he will not be killed. यशो बीर्वा सुमद बीर्वा सुरा सुर महोरगैः अप्रतिद्वन्द्वतां युद्धे ऐकापत्यं च देहिनां सर्वेषां लोकपालानां महीमानं यथात्मनः तपोयोग प्रभावानां यन्न ऋष्यति करिचित्. Grant me that I shall not meet death from any living entity, living or non-living. Grant me further I shall not be killed by any demigod or demon or any snake from the lower planets. No one can kill you in the battlefield, I have no competitor. Grant me the benediction that I too may have no rival, just like you don't have any rival. Give me all the mystic powers. Give me the benediction for the practice of yoga, for this cannot be lost at any time. Brahma obtained a supreme position during long austerities and penances, and Hiranyakashipu wanted the same position as that of Brahma. The ordinary powers achieved mystic yoga, austerities, etc. are vanquished, but the powers obtained with the mercy of the Lord are never vanquished. Hiranyakashipu wanted a benediction that he would never be vanquished. Thus end the Bhaktivedanta purports of the 7th chapter, 7th canto, 3rd chapter of the Srimad Bhagavatam, entitled Hiranyakashipu's plan to become immortal. So we still have time, so let's move on to chapter number 4. This chapter is entitled Hiranyakashipu terrorizes the universe. So here we see that once the demons acquire the power or acquire their benediction from the Devatas, then they terrorize the entire universe. So the objective with which these austerities are being performed is to harm the world, right? Is to harm other living entities, and hence these kind of austerities are being described as Asuric austerities, right? And we all know how Lord Vishnu will appear as Narsingadev, fulfilling all the conditions of benedictions provided by our Brahmaji. Hiranyakashipu would be killed by Narsingadev. So let's continue text the chapter number 4, 7.4 of Srimad Bhagavatam. This chapter is entitled Hiranyakashipu terrorizes